if you can't listen live overnight. You know, you and I just talking about some of the interesting things in the Dominion lawsuit against Fox News, the defamation lawsuit. Before we get into the one point, what I thought was interesting here, and it brings up more questions than actual answers that I have here, but where this case, the judge has already made the determination that Fox News, that the actual hosts lied. Right. The judge has made that, which I find interesting, because I don't know precisely what the evidence he is using, what the quotes he is using from there. So I'm talking this more in a generic point. Why does the judge get to decide that? Why doesn't a jury get to decide if they lied? Why does a judge get to make that decision? I'll read some of the article here. An attorney representing Fox News against Dominion's $1.6 billion defamation suit clashed Tuesday with the judge in the case over how some of the network's biggest stars can be questioned on the witness stand once the trial gets underway next week. Dominion's lawsuit accuses Fox News of knowingly pushing false conspiracy theories about the voting machine company in the wake of the 2020 election in order to combat concerns over ratings and viewer retention. The quote, the hosts are going to make the argument that they didn't make the statements, end of quote, Fox attorney Dan Webb said in a pretrial hearing of the case, offering a potential window into how some of Fox's biggest stars may explain some of their broadcasts that Dominion said was defamatory. The judge said to the attorney, if you argue that, I will turn to the jury and say you are incorrect. The disagreement came as a warning to both sides from Judge Davis not to make arguments before the jury that would contradict his previous rulings in the case. Davis, in pretrial rulings last month, shot down one of Fox's arguments in the case that they were simply reporting on claims that were undeniably newsworthy. That defense, the judge wrote, failed to shield Fox from liability. Davis also ruled on false statements, finding the statements broadcast about Dominion were in fact false. Why does the judge get to decide that? Why doesn't a jury get? And I'm asking the question in all seriousness. I'm not taking sides on this either way. It's a strictly legal question. Why does the judge get to decide that? Is that a way that Fox could appeal it if they are found guilty of defamation? I don't know. I don't know why the judge gets to make a decision. You're making half the decision, because the first half is in defamation, especially of a company like this, because apparently they're viewing them as a public figure. The corporation is a public figure, Dominion. The first part is, was it a lie? And the judge has said, yeah, they lied. And number two, was it malice? So the judge gets to decide the guilt of the lie, but not malice? Right. It's a question that I have. Number two, if he has determined that what they said are a lie, and they get up and testify it, and the judge turns to the jury, let's say Tucker Carlson goes in there and says, I didn't say that. And the judge looks at the jury and goes, that's a lie. He did say this. He did say defamatory things. Can the judge turn to Tucker Carlson and say, I'm charging you with perjury?
Yeah, possibly, if that has already been set by the court, if that's the way the judge is going to conduct it. Yeah.
Because you have all the evidence of what the statements are. Whatever statements he's going to use against whoever ends up testifying. I think I've heard Tucker Carlson, I've heard Sean Hannity. But they know everybody, there is no statement. They've got the emails. The emails were extremely damning. They hurt completely because it was obvious Fox was saying one thing, behind the scenes, and another thing, they were talking differently. Now, I don't know what the exact statements that the judge has ruled false or lies, and just trying to figure out whether they're malice. So I'm just going to say it's obvious that what they said on the air was not the same thing that they were saying behind the scenes in those emails. They were different.
Yes. There is a difference between the emails and what was said on the air.
Right. But until I see exactly what actual statement they're talking about, and I don't know that, I haven't been able to find that.
Well, we've been asking from the beginning of this whole thing.
Yeah.
It gets down to what was actually said. And if it was ever corrected, and if it was repeated, and also who said it.
So what I get here, because it says the judge ruled on false statements, finding that the statements broadcast about Dominion were in fact false. Well, he's got to be talking about the host are saying it. Because in the sentence before, he's saying if the hosts say we didn't say that, these statements, we didn't make false statements, he's going to turn the jury and say, yes, they did. Well, you want an easy defamation case. The judge tells the jury that the witness is lying and the defamation case is against you, and you're lying on the pertinent case of defamation, which a jury didn't come to the decision of whether it was a lie or false or not. You did. Or in a defamation case, are they able to take the statements, and is a judge able to do that? Because it's a civil case, again, not a criminal case. So is a judge able to do that? Apparently, I didn't hear Fox. I haven't seen a big story on, and again, Fox is ignoring the story completely. They're not touching it at all.
Right.
But you really haven't heard a defense saying, wait a minute, the judge made a decision that is unconstitutional to begin with. How can he make the decision? Why doesn't a jury make the decision on both cases? It's a lie, and then it's also malice. Because you need both to get there, apparently, in this case. I didn't see, though, where the judge ever ruled them a public figure, but he must have, because they're discussing malice.
Yeah.
And malice only comes if you're a public figure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And being a media corporation, yeah. So that's, the concern that he has this week, too, is that the judge concerned about Murdoch and his role in the company. Because the lawyers for Fox have come out and said in the last, couple of years here, in this back and forth, that Murdoch did not have any kind of hands-on day-to-day involvement in the company. Over the weekend, according to Dominion attorneys, Fox attorneys presented that Murdoch is an officer of the company. The judge had asked about officers of the company prior to this. They listed Murdoch's son, and as CEO, they listed Fox News Media CEO Suzanne Scott, COO and CFO Joe Dorrego, and also the news president Jay Wallace as officers. They did not at that time, this goes back 2 years ago, according to the attorneys for Dominion, and they showed the court filings to back this up, that basically it was presented and it did not have Rupert Murdoch listed there as an officer when he is a chairman of Fox News. And also he chairs the board for the parent company. So the question then is, all right, were they asked, because the judge says, well, look on this, well, they're not involved on the day-to-day thing. You don't escape responsibility as an officer by saying you don't do anything. Because what they're saying, the attorney was saying that the role that Rupert Murdoch has in this whole thing, as chairman of Fox News, executive chairman, it's an honorific, is what they called it, honorific position. In other words, he doesn't really do anything. He's not involved in the day-to-day operations. Well, the judge is saying, well, hold on a second. You don't escape responsibility. And he also said that the judge also said that it was represented to him that Murdoch was not an officer at Fox News prior to this. And now he's saying, look, you guys, basically, you're not off to a good start here. You got a credibility problem. And in the last hours before days, I guess, before they start this Fox News, the claim is that Fox News attorneys are just now disclosing this to the Dominion attorneys, that Murdoch, the elderly Murdoch, is an officer with the company. Now, it's easy to find Fox News, their actual website, Fox News, has him listed as an executive chairman, and also with their parent company, that's listed because they're a publicly traded company. But the question is that when it's before the court, if you're not giving that disclosure's different than being asked a direct question and then giving a direct answer, because that disclosure is important in setting the tone and setting the table. And the judge basically is making the claim, hold on a second, for 2 years, you guys have been pretending that Murdoch really isn't, in terms of Fox News, he's not really involved when he is an executive chairman and his son is CEO of Fox Corporation. Then we have to look at these, items and because you have to, the question is, how many people in this company, if anyone is responsible for malice, if they're responsible for what goes on the air, and then in this case, malice against Dominion is the claim, then who all would be responsible? Is it just the host? Is it just the guest that's on with the host? Is it the producer and the host? And so you go through that, and then you assign that responsibility.
Right. And you also look at the number of people that knew and the lines all the way down of communication.
And how often it happened.
Was it? Yeah, exactly. Now,
right.
What I wonder here is because Davis reiterated during the hearing it was crystal clear that the allegations Fox aired against Dominion were false. Also noted that bringing somebody on the air does not absolve the publisher, telling Fox attorney that's what you have to be careful of. The judge says, the attorney said, I'm not going to step over the line. Judge says, well, it looks like you are. Well, not only is he stating, this judge, from what I can read, that the guest lied, but what he's saying is the hosts also lied. Because he said earlier the hosts are going to make the argument, or that the attorney said the hosts are going to make the argument that they didn't make the statements. And then the judge goes right back, well, I would then tell the jury that's incorrect. Basically, that's a lie. Which brings me to this point. This is really incredible as a defense witness. Do you have to go in there then and admit that? Because if you don't admit that you lied and the judge already made the decision you lied, is that perjury?
Right.
Because the jury hasn't made that declaration. The judge did pre-trial. All right, everything was a lie. So, we didn't make those statements. That's a lie. Well, then if they say I didn't make the statement, so you have to go in as a witness and admit that you're guilty, and the only goal is to figure out your malice behind it?
Right.
Here's the thing. Is malice just wanting to make money to promote a lie? If their goal was we don't want to lose our audience, because that was what they said behind the scenes. We don't want to lose our audience. So we need to basically, we need to keep this going.
We're profiting from this, and we can damage somebody else, and if hey, even if we have to tell lies and damage other individuals along the way,
it's to make money. So that's okay.
It's to make money. Okay. And by the way, there was, after the hearing, a Fox spokesperson said that Murdoch has been listed as an executive chairman on the SEC filings. Well, but that's not in the court.
Right.
That's not disclosure, is what the judge basically is saying here.
866-90 Red Eye.
We'll be right back with more Red Eye Radio with Eric Harley and Gary McNamara. Check out all the latest in news, events, trekking information, and podcasts at Red Eye Radio's website at RedEyeRadioshow.com. That's RedEyeRadioshow.com.
Looking to save on diesel, repair and maintenance, tires, and oil changes? Love's Travel Stops has the card for you. With a Love's Express card, you save at least 16 cents per gallon, $25 on tire purchases, and even more on service costs. With more than 600 locations nationwide, you need this card in your wallet. Love's Express eliminates the hassle of cash or credit cards and brings consistent and competitive pricing no matter the size of your fleet. Go to lovesfinancial.com today and unlock a special offer just for you. lovesfinancial.com. Eric Harley here from my friends at Valley Chrome Plating. Drivers, are you looking to outshine everyone rolling down the road? Head to Valley Chrome Plating, your one-stop shop for premium chrome bumpers and accessories. Their full line of industry-leading truck accessories are available for all makes and models. Valley Chrome has the highest quality parts, made with the highest standards, and made right here in the USA. Nothing shines like Valley Chrome. Family-owned and operated, Valley Chrome Plating has been putting the shine on America since 1961. Go to valleychrome.com today. valleychrome.com. From the father of CB radios comes one bad mother. Eric Harley here. You've heard me talk about Uniden CBs for years now. Uniden has been the cornerstone of the trucking industry since the beginning. And even in the age of cell phones, Uniden CBs still remain the trucker's favorite. It is social media at its best. When you need the lowdown on the road ahead, you need a Uniden CB. It is one bad mother. Go to Uniden.com today or stop by your nearest Pilot Flying J. If you drive a big rig, you know that if your wheels keep turning, you keep earning. That's why Shell Rotella, with advanced synthetic technology, is designed to help keep your rig running and save you money in the long run. That means less time in the shop and more time on the road. It also means you'll get more chances to see North America's finest roadside attractions, cows, cornfields, cows in cornfields. It's lovely this time of year. Superior engine protection for longer engine life. Shell Rotella for the long haul.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the 1,000,000 mile mark with preventable accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1,000,000 miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, Howe's Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Cat Scale. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
The IRS, the world's most aggressive collection agency. They can seize your property, bank account, and garnish your wages. They cause sleepless nights for millions of Americans. Don't be one of them. If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, get protected today. Call 800-312-9970. Coast One Tax Group, protecting your bank, home, and your sleep since 2008. With hundreds of 5-star reviews and an A+ on the Better Business Bureau. Call Coast One Tax Group, 800-312-9970.
I shop Walmart for the savings. And through Instacart, I can get Walmart's in-store prices delivered right to my door in as fast as an hour, which also saves me time. And all that saving means I get to go big and spend time kicking back with the kids. Save time and money with Walmart and Instacart. Spend time doing the things you like with the ones you love. Visit Instacart.com to get free delivery on your first 3 orders. Offer valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply.
It's time to get down to business with $30 a month business internet. WOW Business offers 99.9% network reliability so that you can keep your business moving. $30 a month gets you 30 megabytes per second with 24/7 US-based support, a price lock guarantee, and a 60-day satisfaction guarantee. Lock in our lowest priced offer for the support you need. Go to switch2wowbusiness.com. Offer for new customers with a 2-year agreement, subject to change. Prices do not include taxes, fees, and equipment charges. Restrictions apply.
I'm Zoe. I own Muck and Brass, which is an upcycling homewares business, and this is why I switched to Shopify. One of my biggest challenges was the lack of support when I really needed it, and it would always slow down the momentum of my business. With Shopify, I could get hold of a real person quickly, and not only would they solve a problem I had, they'd also give me the tools to feel empowered moving forward. I felt like I didn't even know who my customers were. Thanks to Shopify analytic tools, I feel more confident with the products I'm creating, and the sales are actually reflecting that. With Shopify's theme editor, I can easily share elements of who I am in my shop and have full control of how my brand is represented. I spent nearly 7 years on other platforms, and I'm kicking myself for not making the switch earlier. Not only do I know my customers better, but they know me better as well. Start your new journey today on Shopify.
Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/free23. Go to shopify.com/free23 to take your business to the next level today.
It's Red Eye Radio. He is Eric Carney, and I'm Gary McNamara, 866-90 Red Eye. Reading about this debate that was held at Vanderbilt University, the college Republicans on the whole, Tennessee bill and, surgery for minors and all that.
Right.
And the liberal transgender activist movement. The debate shouldn't be held. It's about hate. The Democratic Party, too. The debate shouldn't be held. The debate itself is hatred.
This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
FPPF introduces Fuel Power Maximum Formula. Get the new Fuel Power Maximum Formula at truck stops and other retail outlets throughout North America. Visit fppf.com today. Eric and Gary for the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. This is the time to get one, Gary. The BOGO is back. Buy one, get one. You're going to love your Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. It destroys odors quickly. No more odors, and this is the time to save some money.
Now, what does BOGO mean? It means when you buy one Thunderstorm, you get one free. But better than that, if you buy two, you get two free. If you buy five, you get five free.
Wow.
The Thunderstorm will completely eliminate any odor, even the worst odors. Now is the time to order. Eden Pure's buy one, get one free sale is this week only.
With over 265,000 Thunderstorms sold and countless five-star reviews, you know it works. People are buying several to put them all around their home. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use discount code REDEYE. EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code REDEYE. The BOGO sale is happening right now, and shipping is free.
At Denny's, value starts at $5.99. Whether you're flying solo or want a chill date night on a budget, we're turning up the volume on value with delicious meals that never sacrifice flavor for a good deal. It's time to celebrate with our 70th anniversary buttermilk pancakes, our quarter-pound 100% beef burger, or everyone's favorite, the Super Slam. Looking for breakfast, lunch, dinner, or late night starting at $5.99? At Denny's, it's diner time. Price of participation may vary. No substitutions.
Hey, owner-operators, succeed on your own terms with Mercer Transportation. Whenever, wherever, and however you prefer to run, Mercer has the support you need to make your business successful. They offer fuel discounts, fast pay after every load, plenty of freight with over 3,100 customers and over 500,000 loads per year. No company trucks to compete with, and discounts on tires, insurance, and more. Pick your loads or let their coordinators help you find the right freight. Visit mercertown.com today. mercertown.com. The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is excited to once again offer our diabetes prevention program. Driving Down Diabetes is a free CDC-approved diabetes prevention program. This year-long program begins January 9th, 2023, with live webinars focusing on nutrition, movement, stress management, and sleep, while receiving encouragement and accountability. It's for those at risk for diabetes only, not for those who have already been diagnosed with diabetes. If you are an over-the-road truck driver with a valid Class A CDL and are wondering if you are at risk for diabetes, go to truckersfund.org and take the risk assessment located under the Health and Wellness tab. Driving Down Diabetes is made possible by Southern Recipe. If you have questions, email Julie at truckersfund.org. Don't let diabetes put the brakes on your career. Sign up today. Again, to sign up and get more info, go to truckersfund.org.
KTAR-FM, Glendale, Phoenix, Arizona's news station. KTAR News, 92.3 FM.
ABC News. I'm Sherry Preston. President Biden will speak shortly from Northern Ireland, marking 25 years since the Good Friday Accords, ending much of the violence in the country. ABC's Patrick Reevell says during the period known as the Troubles, more than 3,000 people lost their lives.
For decades, we saw car bombs, we saw tit-for-tat shootings, and obviously there was a very substantial paramilitary war that was waged by the IRA, who were targeting British police patrols and targeting British military patrols. And at one point, in the Troubles, there were large areas of Northern Ireland that the British Army could not operate freely in. They would travel by helicopter around because they would come under guerrilla attack, essentially.
The president will also visit the Republic of Ireland, the home of some of his ancestors. The Biden administration announcing the strictest EPA rules yet for new cars and trucks.
The new rules will reportedly affect cars starting in the 2027 model year, requiring steep cuts in tailpipe emissions as the agency looks to boost electric vehicle sales. It comes against the backdrop of California's efforts to ban the sale of new gas-powered cars starting in 2035, a move the Biden administration has not thrown its support behind. The administration's official target is for half of new car sales to be plug-in hybrids, fuel cell, or electric vehicles by the end of the decade. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Fire at a recycling plant in Richmond, Indiana continues to burn.
More than 2,000 residents were told to evacuate.
Windows shut, AC units off, and everything.
And those outside the evacuation zone who could see the smoke rising in the air urged to shelter in place. The facility processes recyclables, including plastics, which led to concerns about air safety from chemicals released when plastics burn.
That's ABC's Lana Moise. There is a vigil in Louisville later today for the 5 people killed when a gunman at a downtown bank opened fire on his colleagues on Monday morning. You're listening to ABC News.
Imagine getting ahead of your irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C by treating it with Linzess. Then you could start proactively managing your constipation with belly pain and get ahead of your symptoms. Talk to your doctor about Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine what could relief from IBS-C mean for you. Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
It's time to get down to business with $30 a month business internet. WOW Business offers 99.9% network reliability so that you can keep your business moving. $30 a month gets you 30 megabytes per second with 24/7 US-based support, a price lock guarantee, and a 60-day satisfaction guarantee. Lock in our lowest priced offer for the support you need. Go to switch2wowbusiness.com. Offer for new customers with a 2-year agreement, subject to change. Prices do not include taxes, fees, and equipment charges. Restrictions apply.
Shopify presents cool sheets from AHA to
lying awake while you bake isn't cool. I suffered from the wrong kind of hot in bed, heat-induced insomnia. That was my aha moment. Bed sheets that keep you cool. Then I thought, how do I even sell bed sheets? That's when I had the idea that made it all possible, signing up on Shopify. With the help of Shopify's intuitive online store creator, I started selling sustainable bamboo sheets that keep cool year-round. And my cool idea became a reality. Hot sleepers around the world rejoice. Shopify makes it simple to keep your cool while starting and growing your business. Start selling with Shopify today and join the commerce platform powering millions of businesses worldwide. From AHA to anything is possible.
This is Possibility, powered by Shopify. Start selling online today. Sign up for a free trial at shopify.com/free23. Shopify.com/free23.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
The Gatos and Chad Show, afternoons.
Officer Moldovan returns to Chase Field. He is here to throw out tonight's ceremonial first pitch.
World Series champion Luis Gonzalez. Oh my gosh, what was going through your mind?
I had goosebumps. I mean, I've been able to do some incredible things like with the World Series, the bottom of the ninth, but that is something that I will never forget, being a part of that out there on opening day.
The Gatos and Chad Show, weekday afternoons at 2. KTAR News 92.3 FM.
The Valley's only all-news morning show is on Arizona's news station.
With traffic and weather every 6 minutes.
And the latest breaking news on your way to work. Jim, Jamie, and Detour Dan on Arizona's morning news.
Weekday mornings 5 to 8. KTAR News on 92.3 FM and streaming live on the KTAR News app.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older who are residents of the state of Arizona unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest may not enter. Full general contest rules are available in person at the station or at KTAR.com.
Do you know a teacher who's deserving of $2,500? Just text teacher to 411-923 and nominate a worthy teacher today for Pay Tribute to a Teacher. Presented by Your Valley Toyota dealers. Text teacher to 411-923.
From Compass Media Networks, this is America's First News. This morning with your host, Gordon Deal.
Last-minute warnings. Good morning, I'm Gordon Deal, along with Jennifer Kashenka on this Wednesday, April 12th. Glad you could be with us. Here's what's up this hour.
Investigators say the Louisville mass shooter left indications he was feeling suicidal before he attacked colleagues at a bank.
The defense secretary says the emergence of classified documents won't impact a counteroffensive Ukraine plans against Russia.
A fire at a recycling plant led to an evacuation order for some 2,000 residents in eastern Indiana. The fire could burn for days.
And paying an estimated tax bill to the IRS, even if you file an extension.
The interest, at least, is rising. So that sort of raises the stakes. That's one reason why you don't want to underestimate what you owe, because the IRS charges an interest rate that's based on prevailing rates. As we all know, interest rates are going up. So that's going to add up over time. And you don't want to, it's hard to get that reduced.
Elizabeth O'Brien at Barron's with tax tips ahead of next week's filing deadline. A Louisville police officer remains hospitalized in critical condition in the intensive care unit after being shot while responding to a mass shooting at a bank Monday. 26-year-old rookie Nicholas Wilt, who had graduated from the police academy 10 days prior, was struck in the head by the shooter, who police say waited in the lobby of the bank to ambush cops as they arrived. Investigators in Kentucky say the gunman, who killed 5 of his co-workers and wounded 8 others, legally purchased the AR-15 rifle 6 days before the massacre. Louisville Mayor Craig Greenberg.
Let's change the state laws. That would make me a criminal for trying too hard to stop the real evil criminals who are taking other people's lives.
25-year-old bank employee Connor Sturgeon opened fire Monday morning at Old National Bank in downtown Louisville. Police fatally shot the gunman, who live-streamed the killings after they exchanged gunfire at the scene. An interfaith vigil is being planned for this evening. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says Ukraine remains confident in its ability to launch its counteroffensive against Russia. He spoke with his Ukrainian counterpart following the apparent leak of U.S. intelligence documents. Among other topics, the unauthorized disclosures appear to provide details about Ukraine's military, intercepted communications about U.S. allies, and details of American penetration of Russian military plans. Mr. Austin, the Defense Secretary.
I've been convening senior department leaders daily on our response, and I've directed an urgent cross-department effort. And we've referred the matter to the Department of Justice, which has opened a criminal investigation.
The Department of Defense briefings are typically distributed to upwards of 5,000 people with the appropriate clearances. Defense officials have said they believe some of the documents could be authentic, though some also appear to have been altered. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg is suing Ohio Republican Congressman Jim Jordan, the Judiciary Chairman, to stop what Mr. Bragg calls a campaign of intimidation against the criminal prosecution of former President Trump. Mr. Bragg, a Democrat, claims the subpoena from House Republicans is payback for charging Mr. Trump in the first indictment of a former U.S. president. Louisiana Senator John Kennedy told Fox News he isn't buying it.
He doesn't want to be naked and alone, not literally,
but figuratively, in front of a congressional committee having to answer tough questions.
The lawsuit by Mr. Bragg's office aims to block a subpoena of Mark Pomerantz, a former prosecutor who once led the Manhattan DA's multi-year investigation of Mr. Trump. Mr. Pomerantz left the DA's office in early last year and decided against pursuing an indictment of Mr. Trump over his business practices. Last week, Mr. Trump pleaded not guilty to charges of falsifying business records tied to a hush money payment. It's 10 minutes after the hour on This Morning, America's First News.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing.
But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
Learn Discover credit cards do something pretty awesome. At the end of your first year, they automatically double all the cash back you've earned. That's right, everything you earned doubled. All the cash back from eating at your favorite soup dumpling restaurant doubled. All the cash back from that trip where you sort of learned to snowboard also doubled. And the best part, you don't have to do anything ridiculous to get it. Nope, Discover does it automatically. Seriously though, see terms and check it out for yourself at discover.com/match.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
At first glance, Terrence and Shania have nothing in common. Terrence is a musician. He's constantly traveling. He's 32 years old, single with no kids, and started smoking when he was 16. Shania, on the other hand, just turned 45. She owns a coffee shop. She is married with 2 kids and has never smoked. What makes Terrence and Shania similar is that they both have been diagnosed with small cell lung cancer, and it was caught early. That's right, small cell lung cancer can affect anyone. The good news is early lung cancer screenings can detect small cell lung cancer before it spreads, when the disease is most treatable. Join Stand Up to Cancer and Jazz Pharmaceuticals to raise awareness of small cell lung cancer and accelerate the pace of research. Ask your healthcare provider about screening options that might be right for you or a loved one. Visit standuptocancer.org/lung to learn more.
It's time to get down to business with $30 a month business internet. Wow Business offers 99.9% network reliability so that you can keep your business moving. $30 a month gets you 30 megabytes per second with 24/7 US-based support, a price lock guarantee, and a 60-day satisfaction guarantee. Lock in our lowest priced offer for the support you need. Go to switchtowellbusiness.com. Offer for new customers with a 2-year agreement, subject to change. Prices do not include taxes, fees, and equipment charges. Restrictions apply.
The disclosures by New York Republican Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis and Oregon Democrat Earl Blumenauer mark the latest instance of congressional stock trading intersecting with official business. More from Rebecca Ballhaus, investigative reporter at the Wall Street Journal. Rebecca, what did you uncover?
We've been interested in this area for a while. We spent a lot of last year looking at trading by officials in the executive branch and Obviously, trading in Congress has been a big issue for years and years now, and Congress has come under enormous pressure to kind of tighten the rules for what lawmakers are allowed to trade, and so far those efforts have not been successful. But so we were really curious when it came to the bank failures last month, whether that would be again an area where lawmakers would be trading stock. And what we found is that they indeed were. So as you said, Nicole Malliotakis of New York bought stock in a bank shortly after meeting with financial regulators about the closure of Signature Bank. The bank whose stock she bought then shot up 32% because one of its subsidiaries took on the deposits of Signature Bank. And now her spokeswoman says that she wasn't aware that that was going to happen, that there was no discussion.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
This is a test of the emergency alert system, originated by the Arizona Department of Public Safety. If this had been an actual emergency, important information or instructions would have followed the tones you just heard. This concludes this test.
Have any additional rules on what they're allowed to trade. And that's in contrast to the executive branch, where there are rules and it is a criminal statute that officials are not allowed to work substantially on matters that affect their personal finances. And Congress isn't subject to any rules like that.
We're speaking with Rebecca Ballhaus, investigative reporter at the Wall Street Journal. She's got an exclusive story called Lawmakers Trade Bank Stocks While Working on U.S. Bank Failure Fallout. So it's weird, though, because I sense, sort of reading between the lines, and maybe this is my own take, that these lawmakers feel that what they did maybe doesn't necessarily pass the smell test. I think it was Congresswoman Malliotakis had put on her form that the stocks were traded by her spouse, but she's not married.
That's right. So that's something that her office says was an error, that they plan to update the form. But it is sort of another sign of how little oversight there is in this area, that a congresswoman who isn't married can put spouse on her form and no one's going to pick up on it. So I think it just once again shows how little scrutiny there is of these disclosures, other than by reporters who have been very interested in them for some time now.
Right. You also referenced John Curtis, the Republican congressman from Utah. How did he come into the conversation?
Right, so he's interesting because he's someone who has been sort of openly critical of some of the proposals to ban stock trading in Congress. He's not someone who necessarily did much work on the bank failures or to address them. So for that reason, we kind of list him third. But he made two trades. He sold Bank of America stock and he sold First Republic stock, both at sort of key junctures where those banks were going through various ways to address the crisis. So, just another example of how rampant that kind of trading is.
Is there any kind of momentum in Congress for placing restrictions on lawmakers for this type of stuff?
It really doesn't seem that way. It briefly seemed in the fall that there was some momentum. House Democrats introduced their proposals. It briefly looked like maybe they'd be able to push something through. But then that ended up getting scuttled, and a bipartisan group of lawmakers reintroduced their legislation earlier this year. But it's really not something that's picked up steam so far.
Thanks, Rebecca. Rebecca Ballhaus, investigative reporter at the Wall Street Journal. This portion of the program is brought to you by BetterHelp. With every day that goes by, we change and we grow. Getting to know yourself is a lifelong process, and sometimes we don't know what we want. That's where therapy can come in. It's all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on a journey of self-discovery. Through therapy, you can learn positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. BetterHelp can empower you to be the best version of yourself. It's entirely online, and it's designed to be flexible and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional cost. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/deal today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com/deal. Again, BetterHelp.com/deal. 20 minutes after the hour on This Morning, here's Jennifer Kashenka.
And now, the 3 big things you need to know. Number 1.
The Biden administration is continuing to grapple with the fallout from a major leak of Pentagon intelligence documents that exposed details on Ukraine, the Middle East, China, and more. Among the revelations from the leaks are details of purported U.S. spying on allies like South Korea, Egypt, and Israel. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin.
We will continue to investigate and turn over